Alright, so I've had to bring the i2000 back down, got it back on the ground. It's been up for a couple weeks now and has actually performed really well. I've only had one issue. And alright, so I know this isn't very neat, but this was all bundled up tightly here against the pole and it's been ripped up. See the backside been hit as well, and this side over here, sorry I can't see my screen at the same time down at this angle, but this area here is closer to the hub than my connections over here. What's happening is, look at the back of that blade, it is flexing into the pole. I just want to show how much that's got to flex to hit the pole. And what I believe is happening is on really strong gusts, obviously it tilts back like so, and then if that gust dies, and I'll just see if you see how much the blades flex just under that. Whenever that gust, if that gust dies suddenly, it snaps back down. It's allowing the blades to flex into the pole, and we've actually chipped the end off of this one. And you can see along here, it has actually this part of it was touching. We look over. Nah, that's not what rubbed off. All the grease on here, that's just from whenever I was cutting the holes in the pole, and I didn't clean it up. Thought maybe it would show us where we were hitting, but it looks like we were hitting right where that tape is. So what we are going to do, I do want to point out, lots of people have already told me that the blades are not rigid enough for the wind safe and too close to the pole. And it's not that I didn't believe you, but with every manufacturer, every turbine that I get, I put it up on the pole exactly the way I get it. I did foresee this. I hoped that it wouldn't happen, but now that it has happened, we can look at ways to address it. And the immediate solution, I'm just not sure if I can do it the way that I have in mind, but my immediate idea is to move the motor forward. If we can move the motor forward about 2 or 3 inches, it will put the hub as far out as it was with the i1500, and that will actually, put a lot more distance between the poles, between the blades and the pole. Another thing is, and I've got to do this anyway, I'm going to trim about 2 or 3 inches off the ends of my blades. I do know that the black blades are more rigid, but the set of black blades that I have, I've already trimmed down, and they are slated for another project with the i1500. The i1500 is gonna go to help someone else, I think. So we're gonna trim that down, and I'm gonna do something about this. We're gonna get a plate to put on here to move it forward a couple inches, or something along those lines. Just with that little bit though, I've also got to address this. It had this just flopping around pretty good. So that's loose. Trim the blades, move the hub out a little bit, or move the rotor out away from the pole a little bit. And ooh, that's something I just thought of. Could just put slightly bigger stops in there. That's an option. Right here, it's probably, because we're only hitting the pole right down there at the very end. We might look at that. Do some bigger stops. That might be the easiest way to pull that off. Bigger stops and maybe some slightly heavier springs just to counter that. We'll see. I'm gonna have a solution for this soon. There'll be an update posted pretty quickly, and I'll have this back up in the air making power before the end of the weekend. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.